for more Catgirl games, and I found Katawa Shoujo, but apparently it's just fucking Cripples. So we're gonna have to make do with that. Yes, Minazitaki, the game does have sex scenes, but I've disabled them, because I believe I have to for Twitch. I'm sorry. You can get this for free though. It doesn't cost anything, you can see the sex scenes yourself. So, shall we just get cracking? Shall we just go for it? No? Why are people saying no? Really? Fuck the Cripples. We are going to fuck the Cripples indeed. Star Wars trailer. Look, I have to fucking disable them. I believe, at least. Anyway, let's just fucking go. Shut your whore mouth, chat. Let's see what's up with this. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. Chat, what have we fucking done to begin with? Why do we need to be away from people so that they can't see what we're up to? Which of the girls do we have with us? And does she have the mental capacity to say no? But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. But someone in chat says wanking, but wouldn't you want numb hands? Because then it would feel like it's someone else, right? Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 PM. Ah yes, the note, slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. Is he about to get abused by his teacher? As far as cliches go, I'm more a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. Why? How does that make... Never mind, let's just continue. The rustling of dry jimmies underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Chat, we're fucked. Was I supposed to do something? I'm gonna get fucking stabbed. We're done for. Hizeo? I presume that's how you say it. I don't fucking know. It's some sort of moon rune language name. You came? Not yet. I was only just warming my hands up, dear. A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. I thought I'd taken out a restraining order against him. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turned to face this voice, the voice from my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Maybe it's Pennywise from It. So I presume we're him, and he's got the note. Iwanako. I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours. Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. Where are the Cripples, asks Kakuli Drift. I don't know, maybe we make them. No one told me that they started off crippled. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. Oh fuck. Are we bleeding out? It is like Call of Duty. Do we need someone else to resurrect us? My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. Is this some sort of body horror? The thing is going to attack. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches, The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. But cacophony is normally bad. Iwanoko flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence, because normally she's too shy to stand up. She's just falling all over the place. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. Just one, she just has a single hair. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. Is he just such a beta he's gonna have a fucking heart attack? My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. I stand there motionless, save for my pounding heart. Well, that's still... He's still not moving, unless it's pounding so hard that it's knocking him forward with each beat. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hiseo! I reached up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hiseo! My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. When did he close them? Yeah, the opening is a chest burster. This isn't actually us. This is the story of how all the girls get crippled. A xenomorph jumps out of him, slashes them to pieces, and then later we... You are the cripple, what a lovely twist, Ara King. It's just going to tear these girls to pieces, and then we come to school as another person to date them. Press F to resuscitate. Hiseo. The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. Try again. Oh, I don't care, I'm going to say Hiseo. I'm sorry, chat. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me, all these fade to black. Shh, only Metallica now. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Oh, it's fading away. This is the real shit, just like a real heart attack. Good to know we got medical attention. And then it's going to be like that shrimp game, where we just flatline, where we die, after only a few minutes. As far as beeps go, it's one of the better beeps I've heard in a video game, or visual novel even, as this is not a video game. Hashtag thanks Obamacare, says Hand of Code. Yeah, imagine if we had to pay for this. We haven't even saved up any money yet in here. Should we just... Can I just skip this? I don't really care to look at medicine. Or needles. Or why is there a clump of modelling clay for the doctor? Is that when he's just feeling stressed and he needs to play with it? Very emotional, says MLG Dank Dude. I don't think so personally. In fact, I find it exceptionally sterile. Why is there a butt plug? Corvus 1.4. I don't know. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Better than Sunset. Already it is better than Sunset. I'd have to agree. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. And I've finally stopped getting retweets for complaining about it. I've got to go outside. Holy shit, look at those leaves. Leaf physics. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. Holy shit, is he some sort of safe space guy? He's like, No, it's not a problem that I had an arrhythmia, it's just the word. Just don't say it, don't let me see it. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. Oh shit, Airbiscuit in chat's angry. He says, what the fuck is this shit? Arrhythmia doesn't cause heart attacks. Bullshit game. It's good to know. I have no idea about medical things. I'll trust you that that's the case, and just knock a point off of this visual novel's rating. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Except for the love of a crippled girl. Because of the late discovery of this condition. Why the pause? It is just a condition, isn't it? I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Fucking, you know, virtue signaling. It burns everyone, trying to show off to teacher. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors even. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Some real shit here, says Ray for win. It's pretty bad. Sounds like no one liked him. Maybe he's a dick. Have you considered that? You feel sorry for him. But maybe this guy's just a huge fucking asshole and you're like, thank God he had a heart attack. We don't have to deal with that ass. What does this have to do with dick and cripples? To dick a cripple, you must first become one, Security Tubbs. Haven't you ever gone to cripple fucking school? Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day, ever again. But the sounds of what was going on, what was between them was his erection, so I do feel sorry for him if neither of them are touching it. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry, and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So, I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. Omen. That sounds ominous, as in, of course it is, because that's what fucking ominous means. But isn't it good that it's changing? It's healing. You fucking idiot. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. Either that or we're going to die here, but that wouldn't be very interesting. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. I guess it stopped around the time Gamergate started and I realised all of the news was absolute bullshit. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small, quote-unquote library at the hospital. Why has he been so shitty about it? Although it was more like a storeroom for books. The fuck do you call a library, mate? I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. Does anyone actually talk like that? You're supposed to read them, not consume them. It sounds a bit gastronomical when you say consume. Which, 2 bombs weren't enough, says Green Man. This is not an Asian game. This is a Western-made game. Visual novel even. It's not a game. But I just say game, because I'm playing it with a keyboard and mouse. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. Whatever, mate, a week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes, I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. Get a calendar. I'm sure they get it for you. Ask your parents. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. Just, jeez. Everyone talks about the girls, and no one warned me about how much of a, beta this guy is. But that happened only rarely. Yeah, I'm sure you only cried rarely. And I couldn't even cry. Okay, so he didn't cry. That's alright. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time, sorting his papers, then setting them aside, as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Oh my god. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Hiseo. How are you today? Crippled as fuck, mate. You should know, doctor. I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now. Stronger than anyone I've ever met. You're ready for the championship. No, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. Whoa, not the mother. Not just your parents. This is patriarchy. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? In fact, the biggest thing I've ever had to swallow before was my dad's... Never mind. Gave drugs to father. Yes, exactly. Whoa. Depression. I don't think depression is a drug. I guess it's also the symptoms. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. No, but there is shit in there like depression and anxiety. And fatigue. Did your doctor prescribe you depression? This is insane. Yes, it is. 50 milligrams of sadness to cure your broken heart. Is this a poet or a cardiologist? Cardiologist or a poet, I should have said. That's not a fucking joke if I start with the poet bit. Side effects, adverse effects, contraindications, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I tried to read them, but it's so futile. Do you get depression for free in the UK? Yes, we do, Brutus. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this, for the rest of my life, every day. Yes, indeed, my friend. I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. What is the big deal of eating some pills every day? It's better than having a fucking heart attack, and it's not that bad. Like, I'd even rather have pills than be diabetic and have to do those insulin shots sometimes. I'd prefer that. It's fucking nothing, mate. Jesus, what a wimp. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if you hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. We got loads of cards after the nice ones just saying, "Never come back, by the way." What? Please, calm down, Hiseo. Listen to what the doctor has to say. We're gonna go to cripple school. That's what's gonna happen. I'm not fucking diabetic, I'm saying I'd rather that than being diabetic. Calm down. The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with crippled children. Disabled? What? Am I? Yes. We've figured out that while you were passed out, a retard bit you. And now, naturally, you have become one too. It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus, which is a safe space, not an intellectual space. I think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence, while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. I know I'm contagious, and I'll have to live in a cage for the rest of my life. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamned opportunity. Say opportunity one more time, motherfucker. I'm sick of all these motherfucking opportunities in this motherfucking hospital. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. I'm gonna go to prom with someone who doesn't even have 2 arms. Jeez. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help, in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. Then it's not a fucking disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. He was recently in a lawsuit for just ruining someone's face. I knew we shouldn't have allowed surgery to be done with people's feet instead of their hands. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. This guy knows what's up. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I had always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway. But no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know now it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. None of the girls there will know about what I've done in the past. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Alright, chat. What do you think of this guy? Wait, what has he done in the past? Nothing he wants you to know about, friend. Act 1. Life expectancy. I don't think you're actually meant to bandage the heart. Did we even go to a real hospital? Let the dicking begin. You know, the cat girls needed medical dickings. But I'm pretty sure cripples need medical dickings as well. Cucklord, beta as fuck. King Cuck. Yes, I think he's cool, says Socratic meme. Is that like a Socratic dialogue? Anyway, the gate looked far too pompous for what it was. Fucking pretentious gate. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron and grey plaster, assembled into a hole that didn't feel welcoming at all. Well, it's a gate. It's meant to keep people out. It's not meant to be a welcoming gate. I don't think so. Friendly, home-like, barbed wire. No friend. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I ended life challenges. I was sure it was just as hard. When this is the first challenge he's encountered, thinking about a gate too much. So I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. Me walk straight. Me travel feel good. So I walk towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. 420. Blaze it, friend. If you're disabled, is it only like 390? Never mind. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass and all other park-like things. I realise 420 is a date, by the way. So what did they do to get this background? Did they just blur a photo? It looks like it, at least. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I'm gonna have to smear some shit around. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. This was a death camp. No, everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real, or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kinda eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible, instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. He's having a freak out. He's properly losing it. It makes me think about hospitals again, how they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming colour. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Ellipsis. Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back. As soon as I stepped through, it locked. No one has ever left before, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. It sounds proper scary. It sounds like this isn't right. He should leave. This is worrying. All this talking, I was told there would be hot crippled anime girls. There will, Zifazanta. We're getting there, friend. Feeling nervous, and with this realization set in my head, I open the front door. Oh look, we've got a new scene. Brilliant. A tall man with bad posture notices me as... Fuck, my brain. Notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be... Nikki. Is he meant to be here? He looks a bit... His shoulders look a bit fucked, to be honest. Nakai. And now for home ec class. Get in the oven, says Air Biscuit. Yeah, exactly. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom. And science teacher. My name is... Muto the Mutant. Welcome. He's our first disabled friend. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Magneto, yes, we could call him Magneto. Mutou, I'm not going to call him that, Thizan, that sounds really dumb. Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Mewtwo, yes, VCR. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Yeah, that's really uncommon. No human has a fear of the unknown. That's not a thing that happens. It's really strange that it feels that way. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Why? Fucking moron. Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure, I mean, isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be at the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. Does anyone talk this much? My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. I wish my heart would stop beating, it's so annoying. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as a classroom for Class 3-3. Is this a rap simulator now? Muto opens the door and enters. Thanks, brilliant. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it, at least not this soon. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around. Partially, so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. Alright, let's judge it. I like the one on the right at the front. The one in the middle has fucked eyes, even for anime, like they're ridiculously bug-eyed. Ignore that freak in the back, second from right. The one on the far right is some kind of leprechaun. That guy got a slap. He was one of the early customers of harmful insurance. I slapped him a few too many times and he ended up at a disability school. But now he's not allowed on the internet, so he doesn't have to worry about trolling. And that dude on the bottom left, that guy is wearing some sort of hair clip thing, I don't know, headband. Nah. Yeah, we're gonna need more ovens, Air Biscuit. None of them are good. It's pretty spacious. This ceiling is unusually high, and there's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high, old-fashioned windows only makes it seem larger. I need some of those in my bedroom. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient, unlike this dialogue. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school, but then, why would they be here? And now all their freakish disabilities get revealed as they move. They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then, I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Wait, going... Fucking dude in the back right. I'll put my mouse on him. Why would you go to a special needs school for missing a thumb? Bullshit. Rubbish. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. Yeah, he's just there for his weight. And that one, next to the pink girl I used for my picture, just looks annoying. I noticed she practically looks like a boy, actually. I noticed a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. Is this like the X-Men? There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kinda cute. So is the cheery looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. Nice drills. She's really hard to miss. Mate, what is it with these Japanese style games and being rude to people about their weight? Jeez. I don't know how I didn't notice at the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate, says Muto. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. She clicked instead. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. It is so cringy. The cringe collection, look at all these people missing hands. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. Don't speak though, just open it. So, I'm Hiseo Nakai. And after that? My hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that? I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. Banal wheelchairs. If you want to ride, it'll only ever be on my dick. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. He should have gone with my line, to be honest. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. ... I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Maraxian, thank you. Maraxian writes, my father gave me a small loan of 1 million cripples. I kept them well fed. They built me the wall, and I disposed of them in an environmentally friendly way. Right, I need to put my tip alerter at the top. There we go. Yeah, Torgas. Hi, I'm Hiseo, and I'm not very picky. You bitches are lucky. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. It makes me uncomfortable. I'd have much rather they used jazz hands. The first row girl claps on this round, with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone even. Is that okay with you? I'm catching his mental deficiency from the game. Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. Cripple threesome confirmed. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh right, Hakamichi is right there. She's a Nene Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes. That's not healthy, waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha ha ha. She looks like Wario. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but... I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi. Shikchan. Whatever, that's some kind of Japanese chicken. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she's been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. That feel when you're 30 minutes into Cripples and Chill and she acknowledges your presence. She has short, yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. Silence. Because she's deaf, innit? She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Problem glasses, no. I think this is... Okay, for real, she's got problem glasses. She's the class rep. This is a feminist, like hegemonic feminist academia takeover artist. She gets into control, and then she's gonna raise a cripple army against the cis white males. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me. She got fucking blue hair as well. Saying things like, you'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you? Oh crap, Ron, yeah. I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think I was Shichan. Shichan? Is that what it is, chat? Tell me. Right. I should go for the blind chick, says Arcade. Shichan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. That's black hair. That's not black. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. Shit! Ni-chan. Shit-chan. I see. Thank you for telling me, chat. We will be calling him Shit-chan, or saying Shit-chan or whatever. Silence again. I don't think you really need dialogue for the silence. They should have real sign language animations. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shit-chan. Of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right. He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? What if she's just lying about what the sign language is? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today. So soon. Hichan, right? Shit-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined, Shit-chan. Silence again. Holy shit, people were telling me don't go with this chick, the Shizunene. She's fucking annoying as fuck, just look at that pose. Pisses me off, it makes me furiously fucking angry, just on its own. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you look just like a shit-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Well, at the beginning he was upset about the school looking clean and hygienic, so I wonder why. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly. Their hands are blur. It's time for a fusion attack. Holy shit, that was some fast sign language. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shit-chan wants you to know that she's top of... Sorry, I'm just overwhelmed by her annoyingness. Let me have a sip of tea. Right. Shit-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there is anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Silence. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word of it, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kinda came straight to class today. Wait, do two deaths have sex? How do they talk to each other, says Mardraker. With their hands. Of course. Which cripple do I want to take advantage of first, says Zood Veyron. None of the ones I've met so far. Ha 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 ha. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. What, so you're telling me that Misha's gonna have to learn about the trash before she goes there? Or the ovens even? Always. Even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shit-chan? Ha ha ha. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that. I just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it haphazardly. But anyway. I don't say anything, and Misha signed something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. Do we get an option to slap? Tell me what you were saying, cripple. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deep. You look down. Are you okay? ... Ellipsis. What's the sign for affirmative consent? It's kind of hard if you're doing affirmative consent with sign language if you're asking about how many fingers to use. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Well, back off then. I'm the best. I can't do impressions, I'm so sorry. That was meant to be like Wario. Alright. Silence. And another thing. You don't have to call Shit-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shit-chan. Silence. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizunene would be more appropriate. Silence. Yep, Shizunene is fine. Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I don't think there are any black girls in this, so we're just going to pretend Shizunene is black. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizunene, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Silence. Huh? Oh right, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start working now, or Shit-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kinda long, so we should start now if you want to finish it before the end of class. Wah! That too. Shizunene glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. You don't hear the mutes complain about you beating them, Wolfie. That is a benefit, isn't it? Okay, I get the message. Silence. Alright, so there are minority characters in this. They'll be the first target for seduction to prove that we're diverse. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long, like this dialogue. Here we go, let's continue. Still, we finished it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizunene and Misha are really capable. They're quite different though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. It's his patriarchal instincts making them slave away for him. The clock tower bells ring, signalling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Finally we get to eat, I was so hungry. We're going the Kenji route, right? Fight them feminists. Maybe Janok. That sounds good. Without knowing what else to do. Ah! I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Mewtwo, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. And it's too goddamn clean. Where is the fecal matter? Its big windows open to the courtyard, towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Thanks for telling me. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. Are we going to have some Soylent? Katawa green is Cripples. I pick something at random and follow Shizunene to the table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizunene. The game doesn't even tell you what the food is. It doesn't even let you choose which food you want. Very low. It's a visual novel even. Low level of character building. Think of how much the world could change if you picked, say, a sandwich instead of soup. Silence. I don't understand sign, so the point escapes me. Right. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite. Do you want to know something? Oh god, we're gonna get told off. What? About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there is something. I would have. Don't force it on me. I wonder. What should we ask about? Oh, why can't... Hey girl, why can't you hear good? Ask about the library. The book storage unit, as I believe you called it earlier. I think I've got everything I need to know. I think maybe the last one because we can skip forward. Library, says Stewie. Deafness is Steyer. Library deafness. Go home deaf girl. Deafness, deafness, deafness. Why are you so deaf? Shizunene intrigues me, and I kind of want to ask something about her. But I can't really ask about something that personal, can I? Of course we can! I can't come up with anything else to ask, so I just focus on my food while the girls talk between themselves. Right. Okay, carry on. Misha and Shizunene signed back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrained from translating. Maybe they are talking about secret girl stuff or something. It's a feminist conspiracy. Clearly. This is what happens at universities nowadays. Right, let's go. Silence again. I quickly notice a conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence, and when you start talking and it's merely sign language, the music goes away, just like in real life. Oh, for fuck's sake, why even have it as an option? Exactly, Nord guy. What a pain in the ass, I hate that shit. You know? Or at least bounce back and let me pick something else. Just gonna have a sip. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. Mewtwo was there, half naked. The dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. Oh, she's got some sort of T-virus. She looks a bit scared. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she was slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Maybe that's what's happening to her. Misha and Shizunene either don't notice or don't mind it as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. From the oven to the oven, yeah, you know what I'm baking, says Sir Hatter. Brilliant. Is that bacon girl? Sidekick to Oven Man. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally, the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. My mind says yes, but my heart says no. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and count the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Probably, mate, you were in there for 4 months or something. Before long, the final bell rings. It's time for the execution. We all took our numbers, and the teacher drew. I hope mine wouldn't be cold. It would be a shame to go to the ovens on day 1. School is finally over for the day. I mean, just look at what happened to that girl, who must have been called out yesterday. It only burnt half of her. Beside me, Misha and Shizunene are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Silence. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Shit-chan. We've got to hurry already, since there is a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Ah, wait. The teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Show me behind the dumpsters. Somewhere no one will see what happens, please. Come on. The nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. Alright, we join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. That was Hitler-chan, not Shit-chan. I'm sorry, Maraxian. I realized after I'd said it, I realized we are Hick-chan, like a redneck friend, and she is Shit-chan. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. Couldn't they just have told us? It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building. Silence. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Silence. I love that it shows you silence every fucking time she signs, but she doesn't move anything. Don't be silly, Hick-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? Yeah, the therapy ovens. When do we get to... I mean, that one girl obviously loves going to the therapy ovens. She's been there a few times. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. This game predates all those fancy animations we see in visual novels these days. I see the green eyes. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this. Don't these places normally have like sports halls anyway? I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. As voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. Yeah, these are the catacombs. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invited myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Just what you want, everywhere else to be clean, the medical area just fucking filthy. Hello there. What can I do for you today? Is the nurse's name just Smiling Man? He is young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why yes, I am. It says so on the door, no? It's time to take your temperature. You can call me by my name or just the nurse, like everyone else. What about Smiling Man? What's it with the porn music, says Kirpstein. Yeah, we're gonna get railed. We're done for. The disability wasn't actually our heart. We're about to get the real disability. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hiseo Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation, and he snaps his fingers. Oh god. This is another one of the infiltrators, one of the progressive infiltrators who's going to teach everyone to click instead of clap. Oh, you're that Nakai? I was just reading your file in the morning. I was just reading your file in the morning. Who speaks like that? Some kind of chronic diarrhea and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Rocker Sam says he keeps giving everyone vaccines to keep them retarded. More weeaboo trash. Yes, it is more weeaboo trash, Chewy Center. People were asking for it, so I had to. And yes, blue hair. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. If you tell people what I do to you, no one will believe you. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. I was going to say nerfing staff. They make you weaker, certainly. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. We do everything up to that, though. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he's even said it. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Everything in this game is fucking generic. The handshakes are in the middle of the road. They're not too firm, they're not too soft. That deaf girl is just sort of a little bit sharp, and then Misha's a little bit soft, and nothing's extreme. It's fucking lame. Why did you recommend this? Anyone who recommended this. Beige walls and ceiling, dark grey laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, remind me to eat properly and get consent for every act, 3 times a day, and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So, you already have medication for the arrhythmia, just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? Why is he fucking winking at us? He's blushing as well. What a fucking creep, let us out. And I can't tell what's going on down there, but I'm not really comfortable. He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. He's not a nurse, he's a baker. Into the oven, says Air Biscuit. That would be brilliant. It would be great if the plot could change to, we've actually got to conspire with this guy to get rid of all the girls one by one, without getting caught, just into the oven. It's time for an MRI scan. Why is he getting so hot in here? It's just new technology, the magnets are really strong. Whoa. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Just stay indoors. Was the previous one caused by sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. It was caused by just being a beta and having a girl approach him. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really needed such heavy measures. You really need such heavy measures even. Just get some light exercise regularly. He's gonna help us with this. Why? What the fuck is wrong with his face? Look at it. More squats. Squats and more squats is diabetes plans. Just gonna have a drink. So what do you think, chat? How are we doing? He just came. Yeah, what have we been doing? Has he just been showing us what kind of light exercise we can do without getting too tired? He looks constipated, says Groggles. He does somewhat. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe. There's a pool here. Pool's closed. So I was told. Just remember, boy, if you go to the pool, tell me. I'd love to watch. You were very good. Creep. Leave me alone. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told, and I'm sure you've been told this before, you just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk. Obviously content. Satiated. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. Whatever medicine he gave me meant I couldn't remember exactly what happened. I ended up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building. Although to my eyes, they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going, and I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. And then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? We're already morphing. One of us. Oh shit. I fully transitioned into cripplehood. Is the nurse a romance option? I doubt it, Dead Space, because the game is like disability girls. I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost or abducted. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge toward the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. Cripplord. Shut your mouth, Cripplord. Shit-chan and Drill Girl will fuck you up. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the end of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Why didn't you go on the lift? Mate, you've got heart trouble. Just ride the elevator. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello, is anyone home? From inside, I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought that these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. It's Harry Potter. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He is looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Is Zayo Nakai? I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight into my diaphragm. Mate, you're gonna give me a fucking heart attack. Do you remember how this game started? This visual novel started, even. You're a cripple, Harry. Oh, sup dude, the name's Kenji. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hiseo. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you are smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. What? He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind. It doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room. Impersonal, like my hospital room was. Would you rather he just moved into like one of the girls' rooms? My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. Something else of ours is going to get emptied too, judging by how well we've been getting on with some of these chicks. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of his shirts. One of the shirts. Hi Hik-chan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom, and Dad. Aww. The amount of crippled poon he's going to get in that bed is unreal, says Diabetes Plams. Brilliant. Well, at least I didn't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have, then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me, so I'll just have to imagine. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. We're gonna get some Clockwork Orange shit, but with books. Chocola sends her regards. No, chocolate's been in the oven. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day today too. I still am, I think. Damn. I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. Holy this guy is hyping himself up to get some books out. But for now, let's take some pills. The bottles of medication neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. Those are eggs, mate. Is this going to go down that path? I pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Izeo Nakai, 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Right, it doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. This guy was bitching, and just bitching constantly in the hospital, when it is simply just 2 pills a day. I'm embarrassed, I don't want to be this. It's kind of twisted, having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I began my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. Oh, so there's more than 2. Where's the catgirl cripple? It would be nice if there were some, but I don't think there are. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. Everything is chemical. Well, yeah, well-ordered anarchy. I think we all have to deal with needing chemicals to survive. Everyone would die without them. Everyone would not exist without them. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. Eat all the pills, they will obviously cure you. If there was an option to, I would. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. Little did he know they were real fingers. Brilliant. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. Green Man asks, are you going to play Dead or Alive Extreme 3 when it comes out? No, I don't have a PS4. Nor do I care to buy one just for that game or to import that game. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. Why is he such an emo? Did emo still exist back when this came out? And there we go. That's the introduction. So fucking deep, man, says Diabetes Plums. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light grey ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? Oh God, did he get abducted and end up waking up somewhere else? Did Harry Potter take him? My room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed, it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. You see, this isn't even funny or anything. It's not. I may well not continue this. Unless people want me to continue this next time, I'll go to something else. I'll try that pigeon game. My bag's on the floor, my new school book's on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating, until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a table from a foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water, without thinking about the chemistry. Keep going. Right, play all of it. Keep going, see it through to the cripply end. Keep going. Keep cripple fucking. Right, okay. My uniforms are in the closet. Plus, besides, I bet this guy doesn't even know what the chemistry is. Right, okay. Put this game in the oven. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Alright, I'll keep going, and then we can do multiple routes, and we'll skip past what we've read, right? Alright, don't worry. Okay, I'll continue. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. Yeah, but doesn't it feel like that whenever you get new clothing? Because you haven't broken it in yet. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. Genius. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. And everything he... Pardon me. And everything he was talking about being different all day earlier. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday. Misha's constant laughter, and Shizunene's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Look, if you're gonna fuck someone, you want to fuck the most crippled cripple, the weirdest one. And then you can tell your kids about it later. Or perhaps, people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? Am I going to look for a cripple waifu who has no legs so she can't run away? Maybe so, Hatter. We'll see if we can do that. I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class. The question... Yeah, exactly, Janok. Is he saying that it's a natural feeling for him to wear strange clothes? I guess so. All through class, the question remains... Yeah, exactly, Janok. Is he saying that it's a natural feeling for him to wear strange clothes? I guess so. All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decide to ask Shizunene about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. I like to imagine, you know in The Simpsons when Marge is annoyed, and she does that that annoyed sound. The silence with the ellipsis, that's what she's doing there, Shizunene's doing. Wait, he's dead. It should be fine. It should be fine. It shouldn't be a problem. What have you done? But we're okay now. We're fine. We're back. A hiccup. Right. Sorry for that, guys. It shouldn't be a problem that often. She looks like some sort of... I don't know what she looks like. I just want to take a floppy disk and slide it into her mouth. What is up with that look? She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. Yeah, Misha is the mentally disabled one, right? Twitch is crippled. Wait, is it still crippled? Oh dear. Oh god. She's turning into a rodent. Ah! Sorry, shit-chan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hick-chan. My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. Yeah, this sounds exciting. This sounds like a lovely, exciting place. Is this how people in universities get recruited? There are also school events, like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Why is she not crippled? Murderous cat, I think she's crippled in her brain. Sure. What's the festival about? Burn her in a wicker man, says an assumption. Which one? The one with the drills on her head? I guess so. Misha freezes. That's my murder word. I don't know, Hick-chan. The truth is it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so... Whoa, they did some sign freak out. She starts signing desperately to Shizunene, asking her to bail her out. Shizunene adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish, and starts signing hard and heavy. Hard and heavy signing. Non-contact heavy petting. Huh? Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizunene's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Is stream dead again? What? Why? Fucking Twitch, what are you doing? Too loud. I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. I'm just gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna say F5 if it freezes. There you go, chat. Okay. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. That sounds weirdly worrying. Now, it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. Ha 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 ha. The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Who's first? Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizunene doesn't seem embarrassed at all though, brushing it off without a care. Press P to liquidate Cripples. It's a shame there is no bounce button in this game. But there's none of that fancy animation either, whatsoever. We are in the middle of a class. Of class even. And should start working. Brilliant. That's right, shit-chan. What? That's right. Hick-chan, are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? Well, we are, of course, because you said there's nothing else to do. So I guess we have to. That or a festival. It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchange between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizunene looked at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. Oh no, the empty parentheses. The source of my power. Chat, don't abuse that, jeez. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. It's our, we've got like an otherkin girlfriend. Why doesn't he say anything? Hik-chan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me, looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? The oven tester, yes indeed, Air Biscuit, she's very valuable. Sure. Right, let's see. Yay. Okay, Hik-chan, perfect. And time passes. What a brilliant design choice to have a clock noise to tell you that time is passing. The rest of class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizunene looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. Yeah, but you probably get held back if you don't. Yeah. Yes, it is, Hik-chan. Impossible. Impossible. Really? Really? I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. She's a mimic. Obviously, it must be so Shizunene can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizunene. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really... Shizunene can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. God, can you imagine? Just the sheer level of microaggressions against deaf people when you don't look at them. It's up to you to know whether it's the translator or the deaf person talking, otherwise... That's oppression, if you're not looking at the right person at the right moment. I just thought you should know. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Shizunene's eyes flash dangerously, with a competitive glare. She stares at me, as if surprised that I'm challenging here. Here? Her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. She looks like... one of those animals you get in memes. Give us some micro-apologies then, mate. I would if I could. It's not giving me that many choices. Well, we've had, what? 2 choices? That's jack shit. Still more than Nekopara, though, of course. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hik-chan? Very sure. Just punch her right in the face, harmful. Pow! Right in the kisser. Haha, you're wrong, Hik-chan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in this class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Wah! I'm the best. I like doing that. I'm going to practice that, even though I can't do it yet. Eventually I'll be able to. Shizunene pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. There's the bell again. That's the second bell, isn't it? We've opened up the, we've summoned Frampt in Dark Souls. Right. Necropara 2. It came from the oven. There is going to be Volume 2 of Necropara at some point. I'd argue more, but the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. What, does she need like dog treats or something? I'd almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Whoa. Where do you want to eat? Well, we only really have the choice of the cafeteria, don't we? The cafeteria? Yeah, of course. Haha, that's so plain. Okay, let's go. What, can we leave and go to a store or something good? Press P to sniff her seat, says Overlow. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside, near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. Right, so they don't mean where to get food from. They just mean, literally, where we're going to eat the food we get from the cafeteria. Let's see. I wonder if there is a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizunene and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favour eating in classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. Press P to make fun of her disability. Press F for discrimination. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. The painting is crippled. Says Mr. Denton. So, Hick-chan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right? Meh. Right, shit-chan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask of us. The fuck? Why are you pressing... Oh no, you're doing what I said, never mind. I thought you were telling me to press that. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she is about to deliver a speech. Hick-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in? Just titties, really, honestly. Just that's it, really. I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There is a book club, right, shit-chan? Right, but it seems like they have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hick-chan. Yeah, because reading clubs get really rowdy. It's just, have too many people reading in a room and it just becomes a mess. Everyone starts fighting. Sorry, Hick-chan. It's a really popular club. Yeah. Okay. But more to the point, Hick-chan. Does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. No, Mofo Q. I want to say it how I'd like. Thanks for the tip, but America wins. Silence. Good, great. That's great, Hick-chan. Really great. Ha ha ha. Is increasing. Oh, thank you, Belisarius. Belisarius writes, ha 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 ha. Idiot Turk and Bosnian smell so bad. Wow, I can smell it. Remove kebab from the premises. You will get caught. Russia plus USA plus Croatia plus Slovak equals kill Bosnia. You will World War II, Tupac alive in Serbia. Thank you for that, Belisarius. Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hick-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there is one other thing. Student Council! This is where we try to no-platform people and control what the students are allowed to see and hear. I see. I didn't know this school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic setup though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this, because Shizunene looks a little embarrassed about it, and Misha is laughing. Shizunene quickly retakes control of the discussion, in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Cripple Council. Indeed, diabetes plans. Right. Hik-chan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hik-chan. Shit-chan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shit-chan is the president. Of course she is. Of course she fucking is. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizunene and Mrs. Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. They seem like real authoritarians who have no ability to look at themselves. As if reading my mind, Shizunene quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Silence. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try and get you too. So you're admitting that... Silence. God, fucking deaf people, they're so rude, always interrupting with their silence. No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hik-chan, of course it would be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school, and a need to make it more progressive and inclusive. Yep, it's true, Hik-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hik-chan? We need so much work in order to make sure we know which cripple gets to be the top of the progressive stack. I mean, when everyone's disabled, it's extremely challenging. I can't tell if she is being genuine, or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Wait, don't forget diverse. Says Wolfie. God, I hate Shitsune, says Trickier Hades. No, she's Shizunene. Well. Silence again. So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hik-chan. Fucking what? I never agreed to that. I never asked for this. Just fuck them, goddamn, says Diabetes. I don't have an option. What? No! No! Oh, see, Shit-chan? Of course it wouldn't go so easily. She seems a bit forceful. I don't know if I'd trust her in a romantic relationship. Yep, that's right. Though, it would be boring if it went that smoothly. Fucking hell. Oh well. Shit-chan owes me candy now. You were betting on it. Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizunene seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. Silence once more. Wow! That's interesting, Hik-chan. Let's play a game. What is this going to be? Cripple Saw? That's not what I said. Saw with cripples would be quite good, so you know for normal people it's like all this dangerous shit to go through. But Cripple Saw is like, there's a slightly wet floor, because there's quite a high likelihood that if you're missing a leg you'll slip up and get hurt. Do you care more about your life or avoiding pain? That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hik-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. I don't even know what that is. No, absolutely not. Oh, why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yeah, Air Biscuit, Cripple Saw, sew this limb on to get the key. That would be good. Silence again, with just an annoying look. Yup. Yeah, that isn't my goal, but what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I will have to decline. Hik-chan, I'm very offended. Yeah, they fucking are student council members, aren't they? Are you saying you don't trust us, and that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry. It's hard to tell where Shizunene's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. She's not deaf, she's just a fucking parasite. Soon she's gonna sign that she needs some muscle over here. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. Fuck me. Chat, is there gonna be like a really clear way to make sure we don't hang out with these people again? No. How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football. Yeah, it's a game they play in America. America. You make a paper triangle, and then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. It sounds like it could be kinda hot, actually. You should have gone to the library. Did we have an option? Did I click something that I missed? Fucking what? Was I looking at chat and clicking? Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hik-chan. A game of hide the salami, says Spooky and Alien. We haven't had that option yet. Us Americans known for our paper football, exactly, Trickier Hades. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Shit-chan. Wah! That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, exactly, Lars. Ah, yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hik-chan? Shizuneene frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. We decide who and who does not get to speak. I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizuneene and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. I don't fucking like them in the slightest. Leave. Cripple leave. Remove Cripple. Okay, Hik-chan, how about Risk? The game of world domination. I don't know what that is. See, the one thing I do know, the one thing I am familiar with, is what my character doesn't know. I have good taste. How, in what way do I have good taste? Fuck 'em and leave. If I could, yeah. It's really fun, Hik-chan. You fight for control of the world, with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizuneene would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. I'd rather play doctor, actually. Silence, of course. Ah, really, Shit-chan. We can play just for fun, Hik-chan. Shit-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay. Perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hik-chan. I have to go back, says Rocker. I don't think I can I? Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. Wah! I disregard consent. Although I think that was cut out of Mario Kart for some reason. I grimaced to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Shizuneene to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete, just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends, and we go back to class. Look at that fucking creeper. I don't care that she's burned. She has to just not be so creepy. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. Bacon is back from the oven indeed. After school, Shizuneene and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me. biting and sucking all of my life force, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. Wait, this one. I should light a cigar for her, she would love that, says Weborg. I feel like there's a joke I'm not in on. I feel a little offended. It's infectious. We've got these offendertrons, we've been hanging out with them, and now all of a sudden, we're offended by shit. This is how it happens. This is how the SJWs win at school. I feel a little offended, but I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. Well, after all, we are male. Wah! What's wrong, Hick-chan? Never been manhandled before. Silence once more. Any Crips been fucked yet? No, not yet, Original Oppo. We're on our way there, though. That's right. We're just going to go play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still. He should read the fire.org. For some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. Thanks for telling me. Lovely. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. Oh, thank you very much, Ravov. Ravov asks, are you gonna bang the burn victim, aka Bacon Bits? As long as people are still interested as I go through this. I might just do everyone, because I believe there's an option that lets me skip everything I've already read when I do a repeated run through. So I can do it quite fast. Silence. That's not true, Hick-chan. Shit-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened. Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizunene, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Pork the Baconator, says Air Biscuit. There is an option. It moves quickly, says Arcade. Did I miss something? Oh well. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizunene. You're smartness crippled, not ear crippled. Shizunene opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room. Although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than the classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizunene's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps, for new victims. Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old-school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here, or something. But the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Oh god, they've trapped us. We're fucked. Are we early? We already know, like, Misha is fucking huge. She's like some sort of Russian bodybuilder chick. We're gonna get pinned down. She's silent. No. What do you mean, no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yes, no one is coming to save you. Wah! You know that shit. Silence. Yeah, that's right. Fuck, did she slap me? Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizunene claps her hands together very energetically. Hick-chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. No, I can withdraw my consent at any time, thank you very much. Ah, okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizunene takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running... Sorry. I'm just gonna have a quick drink. There we are. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizunene cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. You're not allowed to do that. That makes the girls who don't have arms feel really bad if you do that. Shizunene's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizunene's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Silence from her, of course. Hik-chan, Shit-chan wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. Shut your face. Shit-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no. Silence. Shit-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. Holy shit. She is. This game predicted it. This game knew what was happening in universities. We're done. Let the drop bears get them as pedantic porpoise. I have at least one friend who thinks that shit's real. Ha ha ha, what are you laughing at? You're so competitive, Shizunene. Attack the actual girls, fucking blindside them, says Yanok. I'd love to, honestly. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? So, okay, Colonel Berger K. Erickson is telling me attack means plus for Shizunene, but it doesn't hinder any routes. Okay, so I gotta do that. She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizunene, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples, as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Silence again, that weird face. Suddenly, Shizunene bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Shit-chan. Hik-chan. Shit-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. Silence again. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Right, attacking aggressively doesn't affect any routes, so I'm gonna have to do that. She's either really mocking me, or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose though, so I might as well try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Shizune seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more small countries. No, you're saying defend is a trap, right? We are trying to diddle the system. I was given inside knowledge that attacking wouldn't hinder other routes. Right. Secret third option, shoot the school up, says Diabetes. What? Hang on. Hang on. Wait. Watch this. Hang on. No, I can't do that, never mind. Okay, keep attacking, what the fuck, sacrifice. Whatever. Yeah, I figured it was a trap, but I was told that that doesn't affect the other baths. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Shizunene seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more small countries. You lose either way, says Meebag. Oh shit. Right, okay, so it's a matter of points, Duke, I see. Right, it's worth a shot. A few turns later, I end up losing the game anyway, of course. Right, Colonel Burger, I have no idea what the hell that means, but I'll just keep going. Shizunene adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Silence once more. I win, yay. No you don't. Play XCOM next. Who cares, TBH? I am very excited for XCOM 2. When XCOM 2 comes out, I will be streaming that a lot. There's no need to translate that, it was pretty clear. Wah! Don't look so sad, Hick-chan. You were really giving it your best. That's what I thought. Sometimes your best just isn't good enough, though. If anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Heart cripple. Silence once more. Hick-chan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Shit-chan is impressed. For which cripple are we going, asks SXE. That sounds like a very polite way of saying it. The mark of great people is that they are daring, and that they can follow through. You're already halfway there, isn't that great, Hick-chan? You need to learn that no means yes. Silence. That isn't enough though. Just potential isn't enough. There is no point to potential if you don't take the first step, and there's no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. You're right, Shit-chan, but that's so demanding. Whoa. Oh shit, she's getting into me. Shizunene leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful, and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start. Silence. Hick-chan, would you like to join the student council? She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet, but spending time with Shizunene and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. Oh yeah, that's a really good reason to go. I still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe. I'll get back to you on it. There's no fucking way we're joining it, right? If we're given the option, it's a no. Don't you fucking worry. Okay, Hick-chan. But I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad. No, really. Really? No, not really. I think you're annoying freaks. Hick-chan, if you're going to say that, you're saying that it is definitely the truth, and there can't be any mistaking it. I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing, at the very least. Shizunene smiles at that in a mischievous way that feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. Wow. Drama much, jeez. It's not like you lost at a game of Mario Party. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Why is she like sparkling? Why are sparks coming off of her? Is she going to start a fire with her glasses? Shizunene scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. They spent their life learning sign language, but they cannot read a clock. Silence. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shit-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor, can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks, it's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Whoa, that was quick. One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one, but with a different picture. Wide, of course, and plain, like only hallways can be, or pieces of paper, or any empty room. Or just fucking anything that's plain. And wide. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. Holy shit. I'm gonna start, worrying about figuring out, being a detective, finding the library. Look for a sign. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there is a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Right, okay, fair enough. Is the library one of them? Or is it just somewhere down the hallway? Just look! Just fucking look, don't stand there thinking it's just a bunch of rooms. Look! After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention, because it's not closed. It's not open either though, just barely ajar, so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. Right, okay. If I choose correctly in the next two decisions, I'll have every route available, says Colonel Berger Eriksson. Right, I see. At the very least, it means that someone is inside, and I can ask for directions no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice, in case someone throws a knife. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. He was so embarrassed he let one rip, apparently. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it's much easier to open than I'd anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek "hello" on my lips is quickly snatched away. Here we are. It's a blind chick, obviously. This is not as I was expecting. Unless she opens her eyes soon, she's blind. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. Cue Giles theme, says Rylowen. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. "Hello there. May I help you?" Staring directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence, rather than the words. Right, okay, what the fuck does that mean? However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's a being separate from the room itself. What is up with this dude? Does anyone think or talk like this? I've asked this so many times, but it's just a bit... So does she look like an inanimate object? Does she look like a doll? Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, hey baby, you so tall, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi. Sorry for intruding. I was just kinda lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? This is the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Elliot Roger talked like this as an assumption. Did he? I've never actually looked into his shit, but I could imagine that being the issue. Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. He started talking poshly. Like, a little bit, a touch of poshness. Thanks. I slowly stepped towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling. That, and the slight cloudiness to her eyes, means she must be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. Thank you very much, Araking. Araking says, born too late to explore the Earth, born too early to explore the universe, born just in time to explore dank memes. But, thank you very much, by the way. How does that fucking make sense? She doesn't have any detectable accent, she must be half Japanese. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. You exactly. Blonde with blue eyes, half Japanese, says Mr. Denton. Hannah says punch her and run. Yeah, right, she'll never see it coming, will she? I take it you're a new student to Yamaku. Yeah, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. So, Wizard Ninja says it does make sense in Japan. But this isn't a Japanese game? Oh, right, okay. The game takes place in Japan, so no accent means fluent, means possibly Japanese. Right, I gotcha. I understand, Nez Constantine. Makes sense. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. We already read that. It's set in Japan, I see. I thought this was just a weeb fantasy, where things had Japanese names in the US, or something, I don't know. One which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Sato, whatever. Pleased to meet you. Hiseo Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Just fill it up for me, babe. I don't mind what you put in there, just fill it up. Would you care for a drink? Smell her, says the original Oppo. Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair. Was she standing on the fucking chair? That's not safe for a blind person. And prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out along a shelf. You see me rubbing her titty with the mouse, bench press, chocolate. Look, I wasn't doing that on purpose. I believe it is pronounced Riri. I'll keep that in mind, her flow. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, cheeky, breeky, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. Get your fucking fingers out my drink, ho! Just let me do it. I get that you're blind and want to be independent, but I don't want, like, to taste whatever you've been touching all day. It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seemed to adapt. Shizunene and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Riri herself seems to have workarounds for problems I'd never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offerer preparing the drink. You have something else I can finger, thank you, our biscuit. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizunene and some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room with Mewtwo. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. Oh, Frederick Rivet says, Lily has the most sex scenes in the entire game. Go for her. That's a good, that's a convincing point. Sincerely. But we're not going to see them. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Nonetheless, this smells quite nice. I wonder what she had been touching. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. In another context as well. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. Very please. There's no need to be too formal. She won't know, just pour it out. Exactly, stay-at-home bento. Why would you choke it down in front of a blind person unless you're gonna... Look, there are two ways to go, right? The way I see it. If you don't want it, and you're gonna have trouble drinking it, you either pour it away, so the blind person will think you drink it, or you end up going like... And they're gonna know you think it's fucking disgusting. Just pour it away. That's the polite option, right? Right. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. She's had a lot of breathing down her throat, or what? Oh well. I guess I should try and ask her about her chat. Stop being fucking hilarious. As it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the 3rd floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi. Isn't that the guy from Gremlins? And is specifically for both blind and partially blind students. Yeah. T is like consent. There's a video on my channel about that. It's very important for you to understand, especially if you're a student. I see. I mean, sorry. I feel like slapping myself for the faux pas. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem the least bit put off by it. It's the guy from Karate Kid. That's the one, that's the one. Did we play all of Nekapara, by the way? We did, Seirin. I've lost the early streams, but the rest of them are on my channel. Or on here. Archived. My, there's no need to change your speech on my account. I'm blind, not a bitch. Ah, sure. Sorry, I guess I'm really showing my newness here. GTFO, new fag. Drink tea. Or go home. An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I segue into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. This is the makeout room. Wicked. Right. I come here fairly often during lunchtimes. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Oh, so there's someone else in the picture. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizunene, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizunene is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. And pretentious. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunchtimes, the baseball club, and the book club in a room near the library. Maybe we were being lied to about the book club, maybe there's loads of space. Watch me whip Shizunene. Right, Frederick. There are also numerous small ones too though, such as the art and music clubs. At a time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away seems slightly unappealing. This guy's so boring. I wonder if this school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Ah, good. That's a relief. I've really let down my guard around this girl to let such a thing slip out. I should do up my fly again. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. Right, it's been ages. We didn't even get to go to the library. Sneaky blind chick. As I look over to the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room has a distinctly orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. What a surprise. You know, when you're around Cripples, time's meant to stop. Maybe you just need enough Cripples. Give chat bacon a riot, says Trophic Llama. I don't know, man. Maybe. Huh? The time's gone quickly. Sorry? Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. Did you know blind people have zero conception of time? It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seemed to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of the time. Sorry, Hizeo. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. I gave her nipple a slight tweak, and she forgot all about it. No, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something I should have asked Chizunene when I had the chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case. Stir her tea with your dick, says on assumption. She wouldn't know, would she? Except from us screaming. True, it's open until 6:30 during weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms I have well enough time to get there. Good. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking with you, Lily. Reary. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you to where the library is? Sorry, I don't really trust blind people to tell me where to go. It's not prejudice, it's just pragmatism. I couldn't possibly ask for my help. Yeah, he knows what's up. I should be able to find it alright. Have a ball koozie, says Cloudgree. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me, which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's alright. I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you. This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight retractable cane that had been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Right, time for another drink. Of water, by the way. I wish I had hard liquor for this game. There we go, friends. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily's is for fun. For navigation even. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers, we slowly walk through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the centre of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. She had no idea I was going to stick my leg off out and trip her so that she'd smash her fucking face. To the left is the wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with the distinct smell of old books giving the place an almost old-world air. The library is on fire, says Hannah. How do you figure? Right, there don't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms. And to the right is a conveniently placed oven, says Rekonen. Yuko, are you here? She says it to thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course Riri can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Troll! Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. She just got really turned on and her erection slammed into the bottom of the counter. Ah. Here we are. The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention. Is this that person who was like a 52-year-old man who decided to live as a 6-year-old girl? I think it is. Hi Riri, how can I help you? Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound. You don't want to know? It's nothing, I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped, and when I was looking for both of them, you came and surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I couldn't know. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me. She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. She doesn't have enough brain cells for the loss to make a difference, so it's fine. Yes, worse things have happened. What did he do to you? The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression. And then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look. She seems to fit a library perfectly. Fucking nerd. Ah, Lily, did you get my message? Message? So that was my phone vibrating. Oh, the 2 imported books that arrived. Right. They finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but... Amidst her celebrations, partially from managing to change the topic I'm sure, she notices me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does. You did that worst thing to me. Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before, she says, terrified. Did you need to check out a book? Or return one? I'm sorry, don't do it again. The way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling. I didn't do that much to her. He's with me. Yuko, this is Hiseo, a new student. Hiseo, this is Yuko, the school librarian. Pleased to meet you. Hiseo, right. Hiseo, pleased to meet you too, Hiseo. For a second she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind, so she won't forget. Stick your dick in that crazy, says Dead Horse. Is she an option? Do you think? Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hiseo a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror. Please Riri, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility. Go back to your fucking safe space, nerd. How it's any responsibility at all I don't get, but her objection is so sincere I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. Can we push her to do it? Do we have like a bit of broken glass for her to do it with? But... So, there are a lot of books in Braille here. I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems to, not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense. Well, I think about a third or a fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio. Makes sense given all the blind students that'd be here. And what about... Yeah. If it's only that, how come the library is so big in the first place? Well, we get a lot of new books regularly, because the library is adequately endowed. As are you, my dear. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary, and then I have to organise and shelve all of them. It's so troublesome, and they weigh so much. I wish I could quit this job. I wonder why your salary is less than the books. Silence. A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's alright with you. Alright, whatever, blind female Magneto. My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I study the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. In a few minutes I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is. A library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lillian snuck with us in here. Unless it was here to begin with. I'm gonna have another sip, my throat is like sandpaper. That's my disability. I have throat sandpaperitis. Cloud Green. I'll objectify books if I want. They're barely even people, to be honest. Something about that puts me at ease, just like before. Oh look, The Idiot's Guide to Building an Oven, says Air Biscuit. Yes, that would be perfect. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further though, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. Do you think that burnt girl is just upset because she wants to be balanced out? Do you go down her route and then burn the other half so that she matches? While the rest of the library has the odd student sitting at a desk either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone who I recognize sitting on one of several beanbags. It's the T-Virus girl. Luckily the infection doesn't seem to have spread, so I won't need to blow her brains out yet. It's the dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. Will I upload the VOD to YouTube, asks You Having a Giggle Mate? Yes, I will. If you want to see old streams, on my channel's homepage, scroll to the bottom, there's a playlist of unlisted streams. You can only see them on my front page. But you just have to go there and it's easy to find. It's the dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I had her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would with anyone else. She's a classmate after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. Thump. The girl starts, looking scaredly up at me from beneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close, underneath her long, dense bangs. If we're going to have a long, dense bang later, I can see that part of her face, at least a third, if not a half, is pretty badly scarred. Oh my god, what is wrong with your face? Biogas, I wonder if we can say that. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. Watch out, her hair is transparent. Yeah, she's not really peeking out from behind her bangs. It's more like her bangs are behind her eyes. For a second, I'm shocked, and divert my eyes to the book in her hands, before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself, and remember what I walked up to her for. Hi, I'm new here. Izeo Nakai. We're in the same class. Or, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I want to scare the shit out of her. I want to fuck one of them and have one of them just off themselves out of stress. So, we're going to say... Wait, actually, I'm going to listen to chat. Apologize for all roots. Okay. Apologize, apologize, apologize. Jesus Christ. Chat, you're so fucking beta. Jesus. But fine. Fine, we'll apologize. Sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. It's okay. The girl certainly doesn't look like it's okay, but I let it slide. Next time she gets the back of the hand. So, do you mind if I sit here? She seemed to be very uncertain whether it's okay or not for me to sit, but finally she nods, just a little. That's consent, we've got it. That's all it takes. Oh, okay. I take the seat next to her, and she hides herself behind her book. Life of Pi. It's that, in a boat with a tiger metaphor thing, isn't it? Never heard of it. So, sorry again for startling you. I'm Hiseo. She looks up from her book, stalling a little before replying. No. Put her back in the oven, she's not done yet, says Harry Fed. We are in the same class. We're in the same class, but honey, I'm out of your league. You should feel grateful that I'm talking to you. Her speech is stilted and so quiet that it is barely audible even in the still library. Somehow, I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Hanako. I'm Hanako. Silence. I resist the urge to say, that's a nice meme. Just to have something to say, but really, it's the only thing I can think of. I feel like an idiot. Everyone here must be used to being different to each other, and here I am being all bothered and fussed about that kind of thing. Hanukkah, yes, indeed. Don't let me interrupt your reading. I'll just check these books if you don't mind. Burn her, says someone. It's gone. Carrying on. So I try to read the covers and the introductions of the books I picked up, and she buries her face in her book. Uncomfortable silence consumes. Chat, stop being so fucking funny. Jeez. Finish the burning. Sick burns. My eyes still wander to her direction, and I sneak peeks at her flowing hair and the scars it's hiding. And then we trace those scars, baby. After a while I realize that she's doing the same and only pretending to be immersed in Life of Pi. She's looking at my chest scar. I've taken off my shirt. She actually has grayscale, right? Is she flaking? Madam, milady, please, would you bestow upon me a single flake of your scar tissue? I will cherish it always. Her gaze is not inquisitive at all, though. It darts around like a scared rabbit. When our gazes finally meet, the chain reaction is unstoppable. The world will burn. Fuck. She stands up forcefully from the beanbag and takes a deep breath. I've got to go do something. Wah. Stop being a baby. Without warning, Hanako takes off on her. What are those scooters that you stand on and your weight makes them go? It looks like she slid a bit too smoothly. Anyway, she runs off towards the counter. She left the oven on. Brilliant, say Rain. Her hair-like takeoff catches me so off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. Ah, but I love the chase. Segways, that's the one. Bacon on a Segway. By the time I reach the counter, she is nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Riri even. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls, Hanukkah even. So her name is Hanukkah for these streams. Hey, did you see, notice a girl run past here? Maybe. What did she look like? Oh, she just had these fucking hideous burns and an eye that comes out further than her hair. You couldn't miss her. Long dark hair, kinda shy. She had, well, some scars on her face. Wouldn't be talking about Hanukkah, would you? Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something. Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I had better try and find her. Sure. I'll just hold on to these until you come back. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time. Right, I'll see you later then. Here we go. Is she crying, or is that sweat? Oh, vile. Like a librarian just sweating on the books. Disgusting. Riri hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library. I'm going to beat that little scaredy slut. I told her never to run away. She'll learn this time. She's got a new cane. It's reinforced with steel. You know, scar tissue can't melt steel beams. Steel canes, even. Leave me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong? What did you do? Nothing. I was just looking for some books, and then she got this fit and ran off. What a freak. The most offending thing I can think of was that I might have looked at her general direction a few times. Now I can't do that anymore, it's a microaggression. Well, she is a very timid girl. You have to be very careful around her. She can be very jumpy, I think, and she's not accustomed to talking with other people. Isn't that a bit strange? I wonder, it's just how she is, I think. Yuko doesn't sound all that convincing. Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casually only makes me feel phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. No, that's how safe spaces work, Hizeo. You just have to pretend. And never ever hurt anyone's feelings. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists. I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way. I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile and she blushes heavily. What? Did that sound stupid? No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right, it's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us has anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desk really like doing that. Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing. Yeah. Should be closing her legs soon, I presume she meant. But I have to do it. I hope that's not too inconvenient for you. Oh, yeah, I want some books, but I left them over there because I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the beanbag where Hanukkah and I were sitting and returned to the counter. Wow, you read a lot, don't you? No, I just take out loads of books so chicks will think I read. I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least, when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. I couldn't do much else. I see. But she doesn't say anything else, and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tact. We're finished. Oh no, we've got our, not roommate, but fellow hall occupant. Our neighbour, even. That's the word I was thinking of. Are they Bell Hooks books? Probably not. A sudden sound from behind startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. Who is it? It's Harry Potter again. I turn around to see who is talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glinting off his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. This makes him pause and lick his lips, nervously. Is he an option? He's licking his lips. Who is me? I don't know anyone called me. Are you some new guy again? His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we've met before, yesterday. I don't think so. I would remember someone who I met only yesterday. When was that? What day is it today? I try to ignore him. Is he joking or what? Prove that we've met before. You live across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back. His eyes filled with an uncomprehending fear. How do you know my name? Damn, this can only mean one of two things. Either we have met, and you are telling the truth, and I just can't remember it, or you are a spy. He pauses. A psychic spy. His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swung from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not psychic. How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader. Such clever dialogue, brilliant. Kami points a finger at my face, damningly. Continue. Unlike you. Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room. Lies. If you think you can pass as Hizeo because I'm legally blind, you are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim. Maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay there. Kenji comes closer, one careful step at a time. Let me taste you. I may still, lest he assault me physically, although I doubt he could do much damage even if he did. Oh wait, I see it now. Damn, it really is you. And Harry Potter didn't even have to get his wand out for this, though I'm sure he will later. Sighing again, and then once again for good measure, I step backwards, just in case. What's up, man? You don't look too good, I think. Something wrong? I don't know. Just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually. Well, it's not really nice to call meeting new people stupid things happening to you, but I can't disagree that hard. Even if you discount this one. I can't get a proper touch on other people here, and I have no... What? We're trying, though. We'll get there eventually. And I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. They're just such prudes, man. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we've had any contact either. Is he legit talking about what I'm talking about? That's rough, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's the hard reality we live in. I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us. You see, this is how it is, the world. There is no justice. You see, even when I lose, I win, because I don't lose the lesson. What does that even mean? It doesn't matter. He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand. So what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face? It's nothing. I just scared some girl off accidentally. Literally too. She actually ran away from me. It was my fault really, I think. I'm not really used to all this yet. A girl. A cute one. Cute? That's a hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair. But the face... I mean... Depends if you're into bacon or not. I'm sure Muslims would find it offensive. Let's go the other way. Is she cute? Chat, was she cute? I think she was ugly as fuck, to be honest, but... I mean... Objectify her, yes. Chat thinks she was cute. What's wrong with you? Cutie, cutie, cute, cute, cute. Yes. It seems quite heavily to be yes. Okay, chat. Very well. Yeah, cute, I guess. I knew it, he says. There are a lot of cute girls here. A strangely disproportionate amount. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of this school. Are they genetically engineered like cat girls? They're like cat girls but disabled, so they'll have low standards. I tried to warn you, man, but did you listen? I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets. Yes, dark secrets. Extremely dark. Like the inside of an oven. Have you noticed that the number of girls in this school is slightly but significantly higher than the number of boys. It's like 60-40. He turns his head to the left and stares off into the distance at nothing. Why is it like this? I mean, to the untrained eye, it doesn't appear to be that bad, but that is a full 20%. One would think that a school with such a huge pool of women would be a man's dream, but no. What I am about to tell you could blow your mind. Are you ready, chat? You fucking prepared, mates? Lads, ladettes, and chicks. Let's see. I don't know where this is going, but I think I won't be missing much by cutting out now. No, I am not ready. I only get as far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he doesn't really care if my mind is blown or not. It's too good. I believe that this school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration. This disparity in the number of men to women is a clear sign of how far they have come. In case this Cold War turns hot, they will have superiority in numbers. Just another skirmish in the internal war against the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere. In Japan, women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man. Even in America, women are the majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers. In the past, the build-up of a military has always been the clearest sign of imminent war. Japan is just the first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, yet a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They are so cunning, as expected of women. Soon, they will come when... Kenji's voice trails off ominously. That is why you can't trust them. They will string you along, and then kill you. Just as they killed me, you will end up just like me. Oh, hell no. Fuck me. I actually like this. This is hilarious. This is brilliant. I can't stop myself from blurting it out. Hey, what the hell does that mean? You said it, not me. Is the best I can think of. So, you're not supposed to say something like that. Damn. So rude. Where was I? Oh yeah, vast feminist conspiracy. Stop it. Stop. I lost you way back there somewhere. Somewhere around feminist infiltration. You found... Everyone's saying you found Sargon. Too hard to follow. It's cool. I have some graphs and stuff in my room. And puppets. You like puppets? No puppets. You don't like puppets, okay. Graphs are still cool though, right? He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had him pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear that I was wrong. Something on your mind, dude? Just thinking about what it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset. You mean that's you? That can't be. Because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. That is my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell? There can't be two last sane men. It would invalidate the whole last part, and that part is kind of important. There can only be one, like in that foreign movie where there could only be one, and in the end there is only one dude left, because that was the point. I have never seen anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before. Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of the other dark and complex conspiracies that this school holds, as tangled as... Quick, finish my analogy for me, be a pal. As tangled as... Okay chat, you get to decide. As tangled as what? I'm waiting. Although, to be fair, that's not your fault, because there is a stream delay, so you won't be hearing my request until a while. As tangled as the movie Tangled. That's not great. Your mum's pubes. Star Wars. Feminist armpit hair. As tangled as feminist armpit hair. Yeah, we can go with that. As tangled as bacon's skin. Yeah, as tangled as fishing wire. More, that's weak, man. Gotta do it harder than that. The remains of the Neckos. Right. Very good, chat. I am pleased. As tangled as Sargon's beard. Very well, let's continue. I'm going to go to bed now. It's extremely late. That doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy to them. Denial is a terrible thing. Later. He claps me on the back and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly, it's like he didn't even open the door, but instead walked right through it, like a ghost. Maybe he is a ghost. He's a Harry fucking Potter, he's got magic. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just lying there with my eyes closed, pretending to be blind, mocking all these cripples I've met today. This school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony! One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. This place really is more a school and less a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. Make up your fucking mind, mate. He's bland and never happy. Like the worst person. I'd warn all these people, just don't date him. You'll have a terrible time. There we go. I guess that means it's the next day. Alright folks, we have been going for 3 hours. And that's all I'm doing for tonight. Next stream will be on Tuesday at the same time. What does chat want? Would chat want more of this? Or would chat want something else? If there's a significant number who want more, I'll do more. If more people don't want more, I won't do more. I'll pick something else. More. Save, yo. I will save, don't worry. Oh guys, if I press escape, will that close the window? What do I do to save, chat? I don't want to fuck this up. And sometimes escape ruins everything. More. Okay, it's set. On Tuesday, there will be more cripple fucking. Or maybe some cripple fucking, because we didn't get there yet. More bacon. I don't think we're going to go for bacon. Right click. Brilliant, thank you. Okay. Save. Progress successfully saved. There we go, fellas. Anyway, thank you for coming and hanging out, guys. I did have a good time. This is a lot more of me reading shit without commenting that much, but I still think it's fun. And it seems like you guys are having a good time chatting amongst yourselves, so I'm happy to continue this. And good night. I'll probably still be up on Twitter and shit, but I'm just saying good night because it's late and I'm ending a stream. I'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks for coming.